Till her eyes were burning.
Good evening. This is your Ass Hurts News Network coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host, Sergeant Friday. Sarge, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Fantastic. Couldn't do any better. How are you doing?
I'm great. If I was any better, I'd be Clue.
Oh, man. There you go. I don't know. There you go.
There I go.
There you go. I got to turn off the volume on the YouTube channel. We have technical difficulties that have been corrected. Jesus, fix it. He's full of pizza and dreams. Guys, watch out. I don't know why. Unbelievable. Well, tonight we're going to start a multi-part series. Excuse me. A multi-part series on the propagandists who have brainwashed you, the viewers, and turned you into a bunch of fucking lunatics. Apparently, it's your desire and your willingness to be a bunch of fucking lunatics. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The outrage vendors.
The outrage vendors.
Of a different genre.
The peddlers of propaganda. The people you think are on your team because they go or claim to go to the same church you go to or believe the same things you do. And they don't believe in abortion. And they have ingratiated themselves and convinced you that they're on your team when in fact their only purpose in life is to cause outrage and chaos amongst the viewers so that they can earn revenue. That's all it's about. It's got nothing to do with nothing except their pocket.
The taints of truth.
The taints of truth. There tain't no truth with these people. Now, that isn't exactly true. They use the truth to keep you in a feeling of outrage. When you're outraged, you actually feel like you've accomplished something. It's kind of like jogging and endorphins get released. Same with believing and endorphins get released. And you become conditioned to continue to deal and accept the outrage as a course of action. In other words, you've been tricked to think that by being told all of these crimes and horrific violations against your country is what you're supposed to continue to keep listening to and not do anything about it. Because, again, they've trained you to be powerless. Cletus?
Well, just another beggar with their handout and bullshit to sell.
It's absolutely incredible. And the sad part is we are powerless. And the reason we're powerless is because 5.62 billion of you fucks are morons. Cletus?
5.62 billion. What about us?
Well,
are we such a small minority that we don't even adjust the 2 at the end of that?
Well, it would be too difficult.
Oh.
And the 2 is like we're using 2 as the word 2 is coming up quite a bit. Too difficult. 5.62. It just all works, please. There's a symmetry to it that your Ass Hurts News Network is fond of.
Yeah.
Your
ass hurts is fond of symmetry. I mean,
well,
it's a staple around here.
Look at the Cock Tower. It's so symmetrical.
Look at my balls ballroom or convention center. I mean,
it's the place to be.
One side slightly larger than the other, but
Right. And I'm sure you could fit 5.62 billion nutsacks in Ligamai Convention Center, Ligamai Balls Convention Center. But I think people are unaware, or I think more importantly, people like Tucker and the others we'll cover this week, they're aware of what they're doing. They're not on your team. They're on their team. And they played a game the same way as a Jon Stewart plays the game, to appeal to an audience of people based on their core beliefs and a shared commonality of core beliefs. And in that way, they've ingratiated themselves to you. And then they get on front of a screen and they tell you all the horrors of the world And never once, not even once, do they ever come close to suggesting that you 5.62 fucking idiots do something about it. Nonviolent, peaceful, yet do something about it. Not even write a letter to the Pope. If you think, and I'm going to play a clip, if you don't mind there, Cletus. I will, I'll play a clip here of, it's going to be a short one. It's a minute 22. And Tucker's great at doing this. He'll present you with these things so that you have something to be outraged about. And just carefully watch how he presents what he presents. These people are not stupid. Here we go. See if that shares through. You ready? Here we go. Click play. Folks, 1, 2, 3.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women. I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
Why have so many Christian leaders just stood by and allowed Joe Biden, for example, to pose as a Christian? Why not just tell the truth?
There's only two options here. There's the Christian society and there's a pagan society. I'm dismayed and confused about why Joe Biden hasn't been excommunicated from the Catholic Church by now.
You watch the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, who I consider a criminal. Her job has nothing to do with abortion. She's the Treasury Secretary. And she comes out and tells us that it's just a good thing. If you want to help this country, you'll have more abortions. And she's thrilled to do it.
Eliminating the right of women to reproductive.
Did you notice how he threw out there, she's a criminal?
Yeah.
Now, the idea that this person, Tucker, is on anyone's team that's on the right or is a Trump supporter or even thinks Trump is on their team needs a serious fucking head exam or potentially. Here's what I think they should do, Cletus, because this is your solution. And I find it to be a remarkable fucking solution. And that's they should move to Texas and proclaim they believe in UFOs to receive an anal probe from a man that's already done 79. Cletus?
They need a good probing. A good probing.
Something needs to be probed. So we'll finish out this clip. It's almost done.
Health care, including abortion, would have very damaging effects on the economy.
So I look at that.
Wait. If you're not killing your baby, my eggs are going to go up in price. Cletus. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
If you stop killing your... Now, let me just say, that's the most outrageous fucking thing anybody could say about killing a baby. And that, folks, is exactly what they want you to feel. That's exactly what they want you to hear. And that keeps you in your seat doing nothing. But then bickering back and forth, arguing about that video, pointing out he's got 8,600 retweets, 27,000 likes, and God knows how many people commented on it. And that's the whole point of what these broadcasters do. That's how you've all been turned into a bunch of fumbling fucking wackadoodle monkey fucking minded 5.62 billion fucking idiots by listening to people like that. They're not on your team. Well, they're not here to help you. They're actually here to destroy you.
That's what I was going to say. You missed the most divisive thing he said right in the beginning. You're either Christian or you're pagan.
Right.
And I think there were two or three other times within that clip so far where he's created divisiveness, right? You're on one side or another.
And it's not just the divisiveness. It's his way to show you that he's on your fucking team. That's what he's purporting to do here. And this guy's on nobody's team. And you know how many millions of followers this guy has got? Why hasn't he made a suggestion that the Roman Catholic Church discommunicate Mr. Biden by sending all of your shit to the fucking Cardinals? Send all your emails, all your letters to the Cardinals and to the Pope and to the pastors and priests here in the continental United States. Why hasn't he suggested that we do something about that? And if the people that we're going to start going for and pointing out need to change this or do something about this don't do it, you just don't stop. When have they ever stopped telling you about global warming? Or when have they ever stopped telling? They never stop telling you about abortion, right? And this guy's the first one, and he's one of the many out there that continue to throw it in your face, this issue of abortion. And it's insane. The Supreme Court ruled on this, and the ruling was accurate. It's up to the states, not the Supreme Court, to force it down the throats of every state. So this issue is resolved. And this video was just put out April 30th, 2024. For what purpose does Tucker Carlson find the need to continue to drag this fucking... This is a very deeply felt issue for many people. And he preys on you. And he counts on you because he says he's on your team based on what he's telling you here. Fair enough, Cletus?
I would say that's fair enough.
And I don't need somebody on my team that can't swing a bat or catch a fucking ball. Right?
Yeah. He's a cheerleader for chaos.
And nothing more. I'm going to be quiet if I can. I'm going to struggle to stay quiet and finish this.
There's a supernatural component here. There's got to be, because there's no rational justification for it.
The justification has changed from it's a clump of cells to safe, legal, and rare to shout your abortion.
Our body, our choice.
The most obvious manifestations of the return of human sacrifice in the new pagan cults.
Boy, you better tune into TCN. Because, you know, TCN is better for you than your ass hurts news network. Not. You know, and it's not just Tucker, but let's focus on Tucker. He's got a huge audience. Huge audience. The guy's got, I'll tell you right now, he's got, I suppose, millions of followers. He's got 12.8 million followers. Imagine if Tucker Carlson finally pulled on some fucking big boy pants and acted like a fucking big boy. Cletus?
Yeah. I mean, and with a little movement other than just getting on here and making a full-blown production of shit to just piss everybody off.
I'm telling you, if he tells 12 million fucking people that every tweet they should be sending out for the next 24 hours or until further notice, everything in the day that they, at least once or as many times, once an hour, everybody should be posting to the Pope, you need to decommunicate Biden. If that's what people want, if that's what you want, if that's what, and his point is valid. I'm not going to say his points aren't valid, but this fucking guy doesn't offer any solution to it. I mean, that's like me telling you there's fucking shit on my finger and then holding it up to your nose and you just stand there and smell it. What's the matter with you people? Cletus?
I think the Queen of Moderation said it the best. Fuck. Fuck.
What?
To your analogy.
Well, you know, I mean, come on, folks. We're responsible for ourselves. We actually have 99 viewers across 2 stations there, Twitter and YouTube. Like Rumble is more like a fucking, I don't even know, a fucking skipping like in a fucking field of flowers. It's a fucking jerk off fucking thing for me to work with StreamYard for whatever reason. So I have an issue with Rumble, but go ahead and still enjoy Rumble, folks. I'm not telling you don't go there. And I'm not telling you not to watch Tucker Carlson, but I think Tucker Carlson needs to know there's people out there now that are going to get educated that he's a fucking useless tit on a bull. And we need people that have a reach that'll help provide or offer suggestions for us to occupy our fucking time with instead of listening to his fucking outrage and feeling outraged about it.
Yeah, I mean, that you know, I haven't really paid any attention to him in a few years now. And it's another example of going back and, you know, looking at things in retrospect. And it's like, yeah, why did I engage in watching him so much? Like I followed him closely, and it's literally because every day I craved somebody to tell me the shit that I knew was going to piss me off that I was going to do absolutely nothing about. Right. But they they fed my appetite for the day, and he's one of the biggest people doing it.
And he's got a tremendous following that he puts no good use to. And that's the tragedy of it all. That, you know, numbers matter. Numbers matter. If every Roman Catholic church in the fucking United States started being fucking called out on Twitter and social media for allowing people that promote killing children, regardless of who they are, imagine if we got on the asses of the church and told them, we're going to stick it in and let you fix it. Now what? But we don't do a goddamn thing as a group because there's no one leading this group. And believe me, I say, and I've always said, there's millions of people that would go along with this nonviolent social fucking media pushback using the same tools they've used to program us. We just need to get some asshole like Tucker Carlson to open up his eyes and put his fucking balls back on and get out there and start doing the right thing. Start going after these user agreements, Tucker. Start telling your followers, we're all going to fucking cancel this particular website if they don't get this shit out of the user agreement. Like, to be very honest with you, I bought a few things recently from different places, and the fucking spam that comes to my email is incredible. And it had been calmed down because I was only buying from 2 places. But I stepped outside of the box. Remember I said I went to Temu? Whatever the hell that thing is. Oh my God, the spam I get now is incredible. Temu's selling all my identification. Right?
And every time you pull up a search engine, you see advertisements for, yeah.
Man, civil disobedience, though, a nonviolent method, the same method used to convince you folks that these people are on your fucking team, is the same tool that you use to show them they don't even know what a fucking team is. And the only way that you'll participate or continue to contribute to the wealth of Tucker Carlson and the other jerk-offs like that, like Joe Rogan, you can name them all. John, who's the other guy on the other side? John Stewart, and all those other jerk-offs on the other side, they need to be aware, okay, that they're no fucking good. And we need to stop, if not watching them, then we need to stop dealing with any of the companies that advertise with them and start doing to that side what they've been doing to us. I find it absolutely incredible. We sit on our fucking hands with a phone stuck in our face or a computer, and not anybody has come up with the idea of pushing back. And the idea that pushing back the same way they're pushing on you is not effective, the proof is in the pudding. What have you done? It's clearly worked on our side. It's clearly held us back. Cletus?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny because, people like him present as if they've broken free of the puppet master type of mentality, when in fact all they are is a puppet master of their own.
And they do for us, and they trained people to drown themselves in propaganda from the opponent, right? Mm-hmm. The abortion issue is a serious issue. I don't take that away from it. However, that issue divides people immensely. And the bottom line is the Supreme Court ruled correctly, and Tucker Carlson shouldn't be trying to stir the shit again with Roe v. Wade. It's over. It's been stopped. Right?
Yeah.
And why isn't he then saying, if his real issue is these politicians are the ones that are still trying to promote it, then if those politicians are part of your religious base, your religious belief, where you guys go to church, then it's your fucking job to start notifying all of your priests and all of your cardinals and all of your bishops that these scumbags that promote abortion that claim to be Catholic need to be dumped from the Catholic Church. You folks can actually accomplish that. And Tucker has the ability to give that to more than 12 million fucking viewers. And where is he on that issue, Cletus? Do we know?
Well, I would say he would say something like more to come. Sarge, more to come.
More to come. More of his same bullshit of telling you how helpless you are. Never offering up a course of action, a solution, even for us to go online and en masse tweet on a regular basis that people that support abortion cannot be part of the Catholic Church. How hard would that be for him to get his followers to do that? There's bishops, there's priests, there's all kinds of people connected to the Roman Catholic Church. How about this? Any church, any religious organization that's aiding and abetting the government bringing in illegal aliens needs to stop, or we're not going to come back to church. What good is your religion if your religion is undermining your country and helping destroy it? What kind of a religion is that to partake in? You might as well support fucking abortion, because your churches are supporting that as well. And you do nothing. Cletus?
Yeah, it's well, and I mean the thing about it is, right, is they want you to tune in for more, and like you said, they never give you a solution. They never give you a solution, and the fact is, the solution's real fucking simple, but it requires turning them off to take action.
Right. And
but they get you so distracted with your outrage that you never take action. You just keep tuning into them.
Look at this. I was raised Catholic and stopped years ago. You know why a lot of people turned away from religion? Because religion goes for everything that's leftist. Everything. And that's why a lot of people have walked away from religion. I mean, religion is supposed to be how you treat your fellow man, right? It's not supposed to be global warming. And I don't want to treat people trying to come into my country badly, but I don't want tens of millions of people flood my borders and nobody's scanning them, talking to them, asking them questions, see if they got fucking tuberculosis, they got fucking polio, they got drugs, they got weapons. Come on, man. We know that the government's allowing that, and who's transporting these people around the country for the government? What businesses and what religious outfits are participating in that? That's what Cuckcarlson should be finding for us. He has the reach. He has the money to find this information out. And then those become the targets of our own personal, nonviolent civil disobedience. It's not that hard to change the fucking world. We do have the tools. And let me just give you an example. You came from what was predominantly a religiously run nation based on family to a nation now that has no fucking, it's rudderless. Right?
Yeah.
They were able to accomplish that through the media and social media. And that just tells you that the world can be changed. But the problem is people that need to speak up, like you, me, and everyone else in this 5.62 billion crowd of fucking twits, are just clueless. And I don't say that as any slight towards Cluminati, not to be mistaken as a first and last name. Even though I think it should be. So how is the Queen of Moderation?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, I couldn't be better. Well, I could be better. But, I'm good.
You could be better. You could be Clue.
Or I could be sitting across the table from Tucker Carlson. Okay?
Yeah.
Not because I want to be on his show. Not because I want fame. Sitting across the table from him in a fucking in an alley somewhere or surrounded by homeless fucking people where nobody knew we were there. I don't give a fuck. Sitting at a table with him from anywhere to get this guy on a team of fucking action instead of a team of just selling outrage. How outrageous is it that abortionists remain part of the Catholic Church? As far as I'm concerned, for people to discommunicate or deny gays from being part of the church, but you allow murderers, you bunch of hypocritical fucks? Really? I don't get it, Cletus. I don't understand.
It reminds me of when I was a kid, and a deacon was telling us about, he was saying, oh yeah, you'll have people go out and drink on Saturday night, and then they come to church Sunday morning. And he was just shaming them, right? And I looked at him and I'm like, but I mean, wouldn't that be the people you would want to bring in to reform them and show them the way, But he was one of those that wanted everybody upset at everybody that wasn't there, but never offered a solution to anything.
See, I don't think you should allow those people in your congregation to be, if they believe in vehemently different things than you, then no, they shouldn't be allowed in. However, your interaction with them should be based on the interactions taught to you by your faith.
Right, but his point was more shunning them than even, having anything to do with them at all. And that's what all this reminds me of, honestly.
They explain what you mean.
It's a very divisive mindset, right? If you're not one of us, then that we don't want anything to do with you at all. There is no possibility of finding a common ground and moving in a common direction. It's that if you do this, then you don't belong here. And there's no.
In some respects, listen. That's what. Look at. I don't object to that, to be very honest with you, because that's kind of like the rule of law. They have certain beliefs, whatever religion it might be, and some of them can't be practiced because they're illegal, like murder and sex. All. But as far as if you're a supporter of abortion and you're not to be worshiping God at my church, I don't object to that at all. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but this was more. Yeah, I think we're talking two different worlds. My.
What was your pastor
Probably.
doing? What did he want to do? Bring him in and make fun of him?
No, he just didn't want them. Basically, if you if you were a partier, you had no place in church ever. And I say that there's a solution to be had there by practicing what you preach.
Right. I think during ministries, though, that may not be the best place for. You could give them a message during the ministries, but I think then you invite people like that to other activities you have at the church.
Well, but the same could be so tonight we're talking about the ministry of Tucker, right? And that's what I'm saying. Instead of creating the divisiveness and nowhere to go with it, offer a solution. It's the same thing, right? You're either this side or you're that side, and you should be you should oppose one another. When at the end of the day, look at the real problem and address it as a group.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I'm okay with that crossing the bounds into a religion, because I think it's in a civil society with our ability to communicate, it's something we absolutely should do for civility, right? It's got nothing to do with religion. Telling fucking the church that's transporting illegal immigrants around, cut it out, or we're gonna start cutting our tithings, right? Or put them on blast on Twitter. Now, I understand the dignity of human beings, but it comes at a cost of the loss of dignity of Americans and veterans and our inner city communities. Why aren't they first? We're not saying we don't want to help humanity, but we can't keep bringing in the poorest of the poor and keep increasing that population to the point of what? The destruction of the country. So I think there's a legitimate argument to go after the church on that, because you're not asking them to change what they believe in or change, their view of humanity. It's just put your fucking priorities in order or go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Right? If they're willing to put their priorities in order and keep them people out of their services, then their behavior outside of their services should comport with what's good for their community, because that's what a church is. It's for a community. It's not some world religion or something. So, I don't disagree so much with what that pastor did, but if that pastor's part of a religion that's helping fucking drown this country in poverty and crime, then I got a problem with that fucker. And so should his congregation. I don't know. That's my story. I'm fucking sticking to it. Cletus?
Well, that's all that matters, Sarge. As long as you stick to it.
What happens if I hit stop screen? Is that going to get rid of that?
If you hit what?
All right, never mind. I took a chance and hit a button. I did a clue and it worked out.
Hey, there's something to be said for the fact that we don't learn like that anymore. Just take a chance. Just saying.
It's only a button.
You end up with an infection of the perineum like that.
Oh, dear God, don't bring that one up again. My ass is not going to kill me. Dear Lord. It ain't even your ass. It's the area between your ass and nuts. That's just horrific. What kind of medication is going to do that? I ain't never heard nobody die of an infection of the perineum. And how about these other drugs? People that are fucking drug depressant resistant. They now have a nasal spray for your depression. For fuck's sakes, go swim some laps. Go do something.
I thought that was called cocaine.
Never mind. Raised and going to church by a man. Listen, I don't have an objection to organized religion. It does play a crucial place, but even inside that religion, it's a community, and you're all supposed to stick to the teachings of that faith. And the teachings of that faith will contradict other faiths. That's the main reason in a civil society you don't talk about religion in public or with others, unless it's within your own faith. You live and let fucking live. Who cares if he's a Muslim? That's what I've been saying about global warming. I don't really give a fuck if people think the world's going to fucking burn up like a matchstick or if it's going to flood. Let them believe that. I mean, it's not your business to tell people not to believe that. Not my business. But their belief and our belief, although different, right? Is there an issue? Are we polluting the globe? Would we be better off switching to more advanced forms of electrical production and more electric transportation on the? I think there's no way there's a downside to that. And yet we're not allowed to talk about that. Tucker will never give you that conversation to discuss with fucking people you disagree with, or even amongst the people you agree with. You know what they're going to discuss? We don't generate enough electricity. There's not enough power lines. There's not enough this. The fucking cars don't go far enough. That's what you've been brainwashed to talk about. Imagine if we did that in our fucking shot to the moon. You know what would have went up in the air? A bottle fucking rocket. That's what we would have had. Cletus. From China. Imagine if we had this kind of discourse during that fucking period of time. Now, there was discourse, but national goals and national best interests were all part of being American.
And now we have
them fucking choking out of us.
And now we have dick-shaped rockets created by a man named Musk.
Yeah, and listen, but again, let's go back to the propagandists. You're Joe Rogan. You're Tucker Carlson's. You're John, I can never remember, Stewart. Who else is on that side of the fence over there? There's Bill Maher.
Yeah.
There's that fat bastard from Minnesota. What's his name?
I have no idea.
He predicted Trump's win against all of his friends in 2016. He does documentaries, probably even global warming ones, the fat fuck. You know, like Stephen King. Stephen King is against everything you people stand for on the right. And yet all of you flock to his movies like a bunch of fucking retards.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I let soda go down the wrong pipe.
You can't drink a soda and smoke a cigarette at the same time.
Well, I can multitask on many things. I've sneezed and shit at the same time, I'll let you know.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Carl, you need to go somewhere else with your conspiracy fucking bullshit. I don't allow people like that, those kinds of shit to come in here. All the available data we have shows we went to the moon. As a matter of fact, every rocket launch to place satellites in space and telescopes and all the other kinds of shit. Where the fuck do you think that came from? What are you going to tell me? There's no satellites up there?
Sarge, you got breaking news from the health desk.
Hang on. Hold on.
Did you know that Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, the cereal mastermind, invented cornflakes to prevent the sin of masturbation?
Those are my favorite cereal, and they don't work. They don't even come close to working.
So what you think is Kellogg was trying to kill us all with prostate cancer? Is that what you're saying? In a nutshell? Yeah, okay.
Well, this reporter can tell you with confidence cornflakes does not prevent masturbation. Please.
I don't know. I hadn't eaten them since I was a kid.
Right. You know, here's the thing. The difference between when you deal with information, folks, if it can't be verified, then it's just that. It's just bullshit, right? So I'll give you an example. Watch.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
When someone tells you the earth is flat and that we've never been to the moon, okay, that's what you need to remember. Bullshit. There's nothing that says we haven't been to the moon but a bunch of conspiracy fucking theorists. The same motherfuckers that tell you Bigfoot is real and UFOs are real. The most incredible thing that shows you how fucking stupid we are when it comes to dealing with knowledge. There's no facts to support those arguments. None. It's if somebody believes that. I don't believe we went to the moon. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. I believe fucking ingrown toenails are sexy, motherfucker. What does that got to do with the price of bacon? Nothing. Wait.
Did you say ingrown toenails? Oh, you're one of these fucking weird fucks that get turned on by that little yellow fucking monster on the toenail commercial, aren't you? Oh fuck.
You know, it's absolutely stunning that the stuff people get off in the weeds about, and you know, the Saturn V rocket that brought us to the moon. There were a bunch of those that they used for other things after, and the idea that rocket could not have got us to where it got us is just stupid. For one, for two, all of this nonsense that it was done in a studio, it was done in I'm sure that somewhere along the way there's been a recreation of the moon in a studio somewhere to act out what may have happened up there on the moon. The idea that stuff then shows that's proof that we never went. The ability to be manipulated because people want you to believe these negative things is just shocking to me.
Yeah, I mean, even Captain Kirk has been into space.
Even Captain Kirk. Yeah, he has actually. Wasn't he on that thing from that one company?
Yeah, from Bezos.
Oh, Ben Shapiro, James O'Keefe, Candace Owens. There's an endless list of these fucking people that you think are on your team. And I'm going to go to the other side. They're not. It's not just going to be the right side or the Republican side that I attack. It's going to be both sides. Because all of you are a bunch of fucking twits listening to these people. These people, all they know what to do is keep you in outrage. Not a single one of them people have ever offered up a fucking nonviolent solution to any of these problems, or even a suggestion for us to do things as a group, even something as simple as a fucking tweet every day. And that's really all it takes, folks. You want to be heard? You want people to pay attention to you? Quit arguing about the fucking abortion fucking statements of Joe Biden and start going after the fucking church in your tweets for allowing him to remain in the fucking Catholic Church. Do something with your fucking time.
They're the financially motivated antagonists of politics. Is that what you're suggesting?
And they've corralled us. We have been put in a box. We don't even realize it. A lot of us think we have common sense, that we're creative thinkers, that we're fucking this or that. And really, no. And this applies to you, me, and everyone. On some level, some much, much deeper than others. We're all brainwashed, including me. I'm not saying I'm not. But at least I'm willing to observe what the fuck I'm living in and point out to people exactly what I can see is actually true. You can't argue when I say that these people with tens of millions of followers never offer up a solution we as a group can do together. Unless it's some fucking stupid thing, like be a prepper. Okay?
Easy now.
I'm just saying, bro. Nobody offers up using
it's a valid point, right? It is a valid point, specifically about prepping, and the reason that one hits me so funny is because, you know, in 20, that I jumped 100% on that damn bandwagon, right? Oh, I need to do this. I need to get enough of this, enough of that. And what ended up happening is I've got a closet full of shit that I've had for 4 years that's collecting dust and going out of date.
Why don't you eat it?
Well, this isn't the kind of stuff that you eat.
It's ass-kicking stuff.
Yeah, see, your answer. Here's the way here's how my level of prepper participation is this. All of my immediate neighbors, I've really prompted and promoted and pushed that they get big dogs. Because if the shit hits the fan, that's going to be some of my first meal is their dogs, okay? I ain't going to go looking for a deer, go hunting at night. No. I'm going to take out your Rottweiler, your fucking pit bull, your golden retriever, your German shepherd, and I'm going to grill them motherfuckers. I'm not going to worry about eating because my neighbors have already provided food for me, unbeknownst to themselves. Okay.
Well, and if you truly want to prep, just make sure you can outrun your neighbor.
That's the other thing too. You can't say enough about that, right? You just can't say enough.
You don't got to be the fastest motherfucker. You just got to be faster than them.
Right. Or just a little bit more clever and a little bit more observant when it comes to what these people are doing to us on both sides of the aisle. Jon Stewart pushing all of that nasty, filthy bullshit, attacking people that are trying to do and live the right kind of a life, degenerating fucking life itself by promoting killing babies. Listen, I'm not a horrible person. I'm pretty fucked up. Maybe I'm a horrible fucking person. Go fuck all yourselves. So here's the deal. I don't approve of abortion. Okay. But if your life is in jeopardy, then I think that that's a decision a woman has the right to make. I think that you should keep your feet on the floor and less time in the fucking air. I think maybe as responsible fucking adults that if you bang some fucking dude and you don't want to be pregnant, you take a morning after pill. I'm a complete lover of all modern technology. Okay? Stop the pregnancy, stop the sperm from creating a fucking life. Take the fucking pill. I don't have any objection to people being sexual. We're sexual creatures. Do what the fuck you want in the bedroom. But don't allow it to go to the point that you have to take the life of a baby. That person, that child that you just killed, who the hell knows what kind of greatness they could have brought to mankind? Or horror. We don't know. They could end up being Kohlberger. But, it is a risk. I'm not saying having a kid ain't a risk. You just don't know. But to just randomly wipe them out because you had sex is just crazy. Wear a condom. Use fucking Seminole for the, what do they call them fucking things? Elaine from Seinfeld was using them all the time.
I have no idea.
Diaphragm?
Diaphragm?
There you go. Sponges, diaphragm. My point is,
well, and at the
I
end
get
of
a kick
the
out of people.
At the end of the day, you forgot the best prophylactic is stomach acid.
No, I was going to get to that.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I was actually heading that way.
Okay.
Because that saved me from being a father. There are some horrible looking ugly bitches on the internet that were attacking Chris Proudfoot, and I think that those women you better make sure they swallow and don't, rub it on their fingers and go dipping with it. Because I could see them ugly hoes doing that just so that they could get a monthly support check from you. Please.
That was probably the single most offensive thing I've heard on the internet in a fucking week or more. That's funny as hell.
What do I got to say to get all the time? I'm just saying. Right? I mean, we live in modern society. All of these things are worthy of discussion, but more important, they're worthy of being openly discussed by adults. Right? Make sure she swallows.
Oh.
I like the first time I heard it burns. My eye is burning.
This took a real fucked up turn around 40 minutes in. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm sorry. It's just, you gotta, that to me is the best medicine of all is laughter. And I love being a target. If people want to make fun of me or banter back and forth, I have no issue with that. But yeah, when you're just so ugly, you got a finger dip. That's fucked up. But here again, I'm just some fucked up guy, right? I'm some fucked up guy, and I got a fucked up friend that I nicknamed Cletus. We don't even know I don't even know the guy's real fucking name. Okay.
The paperwork is in to change it to officially change it to Cletus. So there you go.
And all we're doing is pointing out to you the nature of how fucked up we've all become, and actually the simplicity of how easily we could fix it. Yeah. People with the voice to do it, where there's 163 people watching, so that's pretty freaking awesome. There's 64 in here, and there's got to be at least 100 in Twitter, I suppose, right? 163. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But where the hell am I? Why isn't Twitter showing me? I don't think Twitter likes me anymore because I call X Twitter. I'll always call it Twitter. Yeah, I call him. I think that's why, because I put the name Tucker Carlson in the room. I think it speaks to the politics that X is mostly about. And it's Jesus, this constant bantering back and forth. Biden did this, and Trump did this, and this guy did this, and Nancy Pelosi's rich, and this guy didn't go to the moon. Holy fuck, you morons. Please.
Yeah, and you never hear him. Well, one of the things that he said in that clip is, why aren't the leaders doing something about it? And I've always thought that that's just a very interesting statement, and you hear it so much. Why aren't the leaders doing something about it? And at the end of the day, who the fuck says they have to? How about the 12.8 million followers he has? If every one of them sent something, how much more productive could that be than one fucking guy with the name leader?
Dude, listen, you're talking about non-emergency service organizations, and you could just start sending them fucking emails and posting about them all over social media, and they're going to have to fucking suck it up and either do something to change, right? Or we all just get tired of them not doing anything and walk the fuck away. It's not that complicated. Nobody gets hurt.
No, but the reason people like him exist and continue to thrive is because they don't want to offer solution. Because if they did, then there would be no reason for anybody to watch them. Because if people realized how much power they have by being just acting on the things reasonably that they're upset about, then there's no reason to watch an outrage vendor.
No, but he has such a target-rich environment for change. There's never been a time in human history where there's been so many things that we need to pay attention to and try to remedy, and that we, the people, are capable of achieving because of this mass ability to communicate. This is such a unique time in human history.
Actual change in the world would reduce the actual change in his pocket. So, that's the problem. Wow. That's the fundamental issue. If there were actually solutions promoted, he would lose money.
I don't think he would. No.
Not if he became the one that was advocating for them and actually proposing them, then I agree. But he's not going to do that.
Well, I think one of these big names are going to do that if we just keep harping on them, pointing out that they're just a bunch of fucking tits on a bull, and we could do better. They could do better. They're in a position to do better. They got to where they are doing what they're doing. And let's forgive them for that, okay? I won't begrudge them what they've done. But they're in a position that they can actually make a difference, especially on personal privacy, freedom of speech, right? Immigration. They have a big fucking hammer to wield, and they can actually wield it as a pillow. They don't need to wield it as a hammer. You call it a big pillow of people that they can swing around, and they could get these people to focus on certain issues. They are in a unique position, and there's no way they wouldn't be able to profit from it. I mean, come on. And the thing is, 12 million is probably low. The guy may end up with 100, 150 million people. All he's got to do is give people some advice and a direction of things that we could do together to change. And people, all he needs is one win. And he's the most popular man on earth. If that's what he wants, I don't have a problem with him having it.
Yeah, but if he had that many followers, then he would just become a fucking politician.
No. I don't think he needs to be a politician.
I don't think he needs to be, but I'm just saying. I mean, I'm challenging him to prove me otherwise. If he really wants better, then fucking do something and make it better. Because otherwise, I see him as a politician in training. He's a fucking protester with 12.8 million people around him.
Well, there's a discussion in the chat room. There's absolutely nothing to do with this topic, and it's about Cock Tower and people thinking it looks like a blown glass pipe or something. Well, that's Cock Tower, folks. And from the tip of Cock Tower, we bring you your Answers News Network. Back to you, Cletus.
There's literally a discussion about it looks like a blown glass pipe.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like you need to do a stream on the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah. Looks like a bong, I guess, to some people. A bong with balls.
I used to have one of those.
Of course you did, my dear.
It is. That is one. That is a real building. I call it Cock Tower. When I was trying to come up with a background for your Ass Hurts News Network, I wanted the background to give you a reason why it probably hurts, because we're all fucking each other. unconsciously. Cletus?
You mean as in we don't realize we're doing it, not that we fucked each other unconscious. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. It seems safe and it might appeal to a greater audience. And I want to be the most appealing fucking personality on the internet. Right? I mean, here, smell my finger.
Well, there's nothing nothing more appealing than a giant blue cock on the screen. So,
Nothing more appealing than a big
with a
cock.
logo in front of it that says your ass hurts. I mean,
Well,
who could fucking turn away from that?
I mean, come on. If you can't put up with that, then your ass truly hurts. And there may not be enough advice we can give you in here, or make enough points. Let's put it that way. This multi-million-dollar building that looks like a cock. I know. That's why Wanda. I'm on. She knows. That's how I found this. We were talking on Discord one day, and something came up about what do we name this thing, right? I don't think we had Your Ass Hurts News Network right from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Right?
Yeah.
And I hope people's ass hurts knowing that they're fucking not victims. You're the central fucking scrutinizer of your own demise. These people that are in power and in charge, and these companies that are taking advantage of us and doing what they're doing around the globe, enslaving people, is our fault. It's not because they're evil. It's because we're ignorant. Okay? That's the issue. We're ignorant. And someone needs to snap out of being ignorant. More than just me and Cletus and a few others. Okay? Maybe Clue. Pretty much Clue, too. We'll put her in there. Why not? She could hold Cletus hostage against me or something. I can't have that.
Her facial expressions when you take shots at her are fucking priceless.
I rarely take, clues, clues. Clue, Hannity. Let's see here. The Glands Hotel. Yeah, that's what it's called. Someone's saying boycott Walmart. There's a lot we can boycott, but I think that there's steps we should take prior to a boycott. I think that that we as a group start posting our issues. You start going after even X that promotes free speech. You promote free speech, but you sell my username and information like I'm some hooker on a fucking $3 coin. Cut it out. Protect my information. Quit letting me be spammed. Stop it. Or we'll leave Twitter. I mean, people, you get all the millions of people that watch Tucker on Twitter. I'm not saying even if he should recommend that. If Elon Musk is about free speech, then nobody with them big followings on Twitter should have any fucking hesitation to say Twitter needs to modify its user agreement. And I suggest my followers read it. And if you agree with me, get on board with it. And let's address Mr. Musk. I mean, that would be the best place to start, Mr. I'm all about free speech. Don't you think, Cletus?
I would agree.
Right? And if Twitter fucking bans fucking Tucker, then you got a bigger problem. Right?
That's a fair point.
And at that point, then we may all agree that there's nothing we can do from our home on our phone or desktop that's going to affect the globe. Because, so I mean, my point. Then you have to come up with other ideas, right? Doesn't mean you should stop trying stuff, but you may want to try something a little slightly different than a user agreement. Or you might just want to jump all off of Twitter at the same time he gets banned.
Yeah, but I think that's where the problem with somebody like him getting behind an idea like that comes, right? Is then they've got to choose between their belief in the cause or the belief in their power in the situation, right? Because
he can move right over to Rumble. He could move right over to Gab. He can move over to True Social. He can move over to there's a couple more of them out there. See, here's the thing. There's no loss for these guys. They proved it when Joe Rogan fought against Spotify and others. There is no loss for these guys. They can go somewhere else and turn that other site into something bigger than it is. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
So there is no downside. There is no economic downside for them, nor is there any downside to what their followers could do in response. So if he did go after the user agreement, he did ask his followers to support that, and Musk booted him, that would be a boon for him, a huge boon. Right?
Yeah. No,
so there is no downside to doing the right thing.
No, there's not. There's not.
There's not. Yep, there's definitely not. Where are we here now? Well, we got 5 minutes left. So let's talk about this. Who hangs up on who first business? Where did that come from, Cletus? Oh, I didn't know Cletus's last name was Howard. Cletus Howard. He abandoned the stream for fear of being hung up on, which wouldn't have come for at least another 5 minutes. So shame on you, Cletus. Shame on you. Let's see. What do we have for banners? There we go. So we had to replace the face with the banner. You're all relentless. You all want her to go up. Illuminati, you should start your stream even now. Bring the coward Cletus with you. And I'll get ready to close this show up. So as valued listeners, folks, if any of you heard this, join someone else's stream, okay? Someone like, Tucker or Joe Rogan or Ben Shapiro or some of those other fucking people that have been programming your little mind to be helpless and a victim, drowning in outrage as everything crumbles around at your fucking feet. Don't do anything. Don't even think about possibly doing anything, no matter how civil it may be, no matter how right it's to do. Don't do it. Don't think of doing that. Dear God, let's talk about what just happened in Israel, and let's just talk about, oh my God, look what they did with the transgenders. The globe is going to fucking flood. Let's argue about that. Let's follow along with these people's fucked up, divisive fucking narratives, and everything will get better. Because, obviously, we can see that, right? It's insane, folks, the way we've allowed ourselves to get all fucked up on this stuff. How we've fallen into this pattern and how we've allowed ourselves to be captured, brainwashed, and turned into a bunch of fucking roaming zombies. No wonder so many people like them fucking zombie movies. Because deep down inside, you're living the life of a zombie. The only thing you're not doing yet is eating other fucking people. That's the difference between 5.62 billion jerk-offs on the internet and the fucking zombie movies. Okay? It's incredible. Good evening. Welcome to your Ass Hurts News Network with our co-host, Cletus, has somehow found his sack of balls, probably nearby in Clue's purse. Cletus.
Well, I just wanted to make sure I had the opportunity to hang up on.
Now that I've hung up on Cletus, all is well in the fucking universe. The Matrix has been completed. The world is on the right path. Old Sarge got the last word because, as we all know, the last word is what matters the most to Sarge. Yikes. And here we go again. So, folks, I'm glad you came in tonight. We're going to continue to beat on these fucking people that are doing nothing but harming you, whether it to be intentional or out of pure ignorance or out of pure greed, whatever their motive may be. In fact, is none of our fucking business, but these people should be a tool for good. And we, the fucking people, the 5.62 billion morons who refuse to continue to be morons, can poke these people in the fucking ass and get them to start doing what we all know we can do. And that's slowly, step by step, turn the fucking planet back, the world back into a place of fucking coexistence, even amongst people you don't fucking like. Okay? It's not that difficult to do. And this announcer, this person, this host ain't ever going to be the guy that leads that. But hopefully I could be the guy that fucking becomes a big enough pain in everybody's ass for them to actually try it. And with that, I leave you all. I bid you adieu and a good night.